4B movement. All my ladies from the 4B movement, come to the front of the congregation. We need to talk.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
We need to have a chat. So I'm sure you already know, but I'm going to go ahead and just give a little bit of information for the audience so we have just a clear understanding on what's happening here. The 4B movement started in South Korea, and the 4B movement was a byproduct of the working class of South Korea having their financial future be so decimated that they've literally lost all hope. Okay, let me give you a little breakdown.
Talk about it.
So in America here, we're on what you would call a 9-5-5 work system, which means the average American worker works from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., 5 days a week. In South Korea, they are currently on a 9-9-6 work schedule, which means the average worker in South Korea works 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 6 days a week. They only get 1 day off a week. So 2 things have come out of this financial reality that the people in South Korea have to live in. One is called lying flat. That's when a bunch of people just choose to do nothing. They don't even make enough money. If you see the apartments people are living in South Korea, they literally have little cot beds. And right next to the cot bed is their computer. That's their workstation. And then they have like a little fridge, and some of them are lucky enough to have a full kitchen, but most of them are living single inside of an apartment that they pay way too much money for. They all have to compete for jobs because there aren't enough jobs in South Korea. So they could work for like the Hyundai auto factory. What else does Korea make? They can work for a very limited amount of companies. And because they don't have a lot of companies, they have very high competition. So people in South Korea have multiple degrees and still cannot get jobs because of how scarce the jobs are. And the apartments are so expensive because of inflation. So in my opinion, the 4B movement and lying flat is a byproduct of the working class realizing that no matter how hard they work, they cannot change the material condition of their lives. So everyone is giving up. Also, there was there was an assault case where a man in South Korea who was like mentally impaired used the knife to stab a woman to death on the street. And the women in South Korea felt as though they weren't like, there wasn't enough support in protecting her, or there wasn't enough outrage for her death, or the women of South Korea felt unsafe and unprotected. That's why they did their 4B movement. So now my girlies in America, I've really been sitting here ruminating on the situation, trying to figure out how you got here, how we got here. Right, guys? So I think it's the girl boss of it all. I think it's the future is female of it all. I think we have ourselves a little swath of people who have been sold a bill of goods. And now the chickens are coming home to roost. Everything is starting to be so clear and so apparent to you guys. I'm only talking about it because it happened to me too. When I was younger, I'm talking like early teens, late teens, early 20s. I was watching Grey's Anatomy too.
She hasn't drank coffee her whole life, meaning there is hope. There is hope for not buying into feminism.
I was watching Scandal too. I was watching How to Get Away with Murder as well. We watched all these TV shows and we listened to all these things that told us that we needed to focus on going to school, getting to the highest level of education, getting good grades so we could make good money, so we could take care of ourselves because women should have their own money. And then when we were done achieving all of those scholastic goals and getting ourselves to the 6 figures, then all of a sudden our Prince Charming was supposed to show up and just sweep us off our feet. That's what you told us was going to happen. But that's not what happened. That's not what happened. We are living through the worst dating scene I've ever seen in my life. I can't speak for anybody else. I'm not too old.
Oh, yes, you can. They can speak for themselves. They're out here struggling, crying. Yeah, all over the coffee pot.
But we are living through a terrible dating crisis, right?
Right.
A lot of guys that I talk to that talk about the dating scene with girls, they're always saying, I feel like I can't match up. I feel like I can't compete. She looks so expensive. She looks like a bill. And when the first time somebody said that to me, I said, man, I never thought of that. I never thought that we went and dolled ourselves up and prettied ourselves up so much that we actually made ourselves unavailable and unattractive to other men. But that's what happened. That's what happened.
Right.
And on top of that happening, our working class is not being supported the way they're supposed to be supported. If the case was that we were working on this country's infrastructure the way that we were supposed to, a lot more young men would have a lot more gainful employment. And if those men had gainful employment and could actually afford to be a provider to a woman, they would be more proactive about being in the dating scene. If women didn't set their standards so unrealistically high for the system that was built for the American men that are here, the dating game wouldn't be so bad. I'm not kidding. You don't know me. I speak from experience. I'm not kidding. A lot of women in this country have been sold a bill of goods. They think that it is their life's mission to become a high value woman, so then they can wait for their high value man to come and get them. Let me tell you something about the high value men in this country. It's not a lot of them. They actually have something, I forgot what it's called, some type of calculator where you put in a man that's over 6 foot tall with a college degree and earns 6 figures.
She's talking about the delusional calculator.
You put those 3 in there to see what the percentage of American men are that meet those metrics. I think it's like 0.0042%. What that translates to is there's not enough.
Translates to cats.
No, I'll have a tea, actually.
And tea.
Enough of them for you.
There's not enough.
For any of you, for us. I'm a high-earning, high-value woman. There's not enough men. So now you guys are making a ton of money, living in gorgeous homes, having gorgeous lives, all the reproductive freedom you could ever imagine. So you could just run around and be the best city girl you could be. Right? I was there. You can't. It's all right. If I said somebody's dead, it's because I saw the grave. I know what happened. So yeah, y'all have been chasing a goal. And now so many of you have made it to that goal. There are so many women I know that make so much money, it would make your head bust. But they can't find a man. And some way, somehow, this country has convinced you that not having a man is okay. And listen, hey, maybe there is a version of life that you can subscribe to where that makes sense. For me, it's a no-go. It's a no-go.
So let me clear up something there, because the false narrative that's painted a lot of the times is women are out earning men in all races, including the Black community. That's just not true. Now, are more women breadwinners? Yes, but more men are still breadwinners than women. There was a Cornell study that asked women who were single and struggling to find a man what type of man economically they would mark as an ideal candidate for marriage. And they showed that they wanted their future husbands or men who they would consider seriously for marriage to earn up to 57% more than they did. Now we're getting into hypergamy, right? Women dating up within the socioeconomic space. And this study also spoke specifically about Black women. Yes, the ones who talk about their degrees, education, and how much money they make. The issue was finding a man who made more money than I make, no matter how much money I made. And that is called hypergamy. Only women are by nature hypergamous.
I believe in partnerships. I believe in strong partnerships and nuclear families.
So what do? Well, you have to learn and understand that you can't have it all. You have to accept that, and you have to suppress that thing within you and say, it's okay. The more money I do make, the smaller my pool of men. And I need to make sure that money and economic attraction is not a number one, because I just may be setting myself up to marry a cat. Let's keep watching.
So, to the 4B girlies, don't let this girl boss era take you out. Don't let this girl boss era leave you crying in the car. Don't pick your head up in your 40s, 50s, and 60s and find out that all you got to show for it is your career and your Birkin and your bust down. Wake up. You are quite literally shaving your heads. Listen to what happened in South Korea.
Britney Spears.
Take it as a lesson for what can happen here. Like I said, this is for the working class. If men can make more money and have jobs with more dignity, you will have more partners to date. Child, be effing for real. Good luck, 4B movement. Good luck.
She gets it. She gets it. She gets it. And how about the women who actually are oppressed?
I am genuinely so embarrassed by American women right now. I don't even know what to say. You guys are not oppressed. American women are not oppressed. We are the most free women in the entire world. And for you guys to come on TikTok and Instagram and cry and throw temper tantrums, I just know these other countries are watching you just like truly astounded and embarrassed for you. I would love for you women who are shaving your heads and crying to please go to Afghanistan, because actually all of your rights will be taken away. Like, you can't work or show your face or do anything, actually. But you guys are mad that you can't murder your children, when in fact, it's state by state. Trump has not taken away any of your rights. He was already president for 4 years and none of your rights got taken away. So I would really love somebody to explain to me in an intellectual and an intelligent way why you guys are going absolutely insane. And jokes aside, like me making fun of you guys aside, I'll be able to see you, you middle-aged women with bald heads. I'll know exactly what you stand for when I see you in public. But it's really disgusting to even be doing that and to even complain the way you are when you have so much freedom in this country. And I would love for us as conservative women to stand up and please bring patriotism back, because we are so blessed. We have been ordained by God to live in this country, because there are so many women and men in other countries who die because of their religious views, who are persecuted every single day. And again, women can't even wear certain stuff in other countries or say things or have any freedoms at all. So I'm just going to leave that here. And I would love for someone who's shaving their head to please explain to me what rights are being taken away from you.
Listen, as always, I'm curious to know, what do you think? Leave your comments down below. I appreciate you for checking out yet another episode of the Coffee Pod. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.